I get up in the morning without an alarm clock thinking that, man, nobody could stop me but myself. And most of us, any guy in the ghetto, anybody in the streets in the hood, nothing is stopping you but you. And sometimes you got to cut people off. That's what I was able to be my best, to cut people off that's not helping me get to where I'm going at, or even being a distraction, just negative people around. You need to cut them off. I don't care if you kin to them or whatever. You know, you're going to do whatever you got to do for the people you love. But at the same time, if they not on the same page with you, like, I don't want people just running with me no more. I want people pushing me.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so I just think that's what we have to get on that page to where build our circle different.
Right.
Like, have some people that's going to tell you wrong when you wrong. Not somebody just tell you just because you're making a break, because we losing a lot of young artists because even the older people around them is not telling them the truth. They like, I'm in it for the bread. I'm just going to keep my mouth closed because I don't want this kid to get mad.
Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Sin, coming back at y'all with another one. And in that clip, you have Master P, man, dropping gems as usual. Talking about how he get up without an alarm clock and tell himself that nobody can stop him. He get up without an alarm clock. Me too. And tell himself that can't nobody stop him and nobody can stop you but you. And it's straight facts. It's straight facts. Because you got to think about it, right? We all have things that we can whine about every day. I've said this before. We have things that we can whine and complain about on a daily basis. But like I always say again, what will that do for you? What will that whining and complain do for you? You use more energy complaining than you do fixing a problem. And like Master P also said, sometimes you gotta cut people off, especially if they don't mean you any good. You know, the last thing you want around you is a yes man. You know, you want people around you that's gonna push you. You don't want to be around negative people. You want to build your circle different, man. Master P talking about all of it. And it's nothing but gems in that. Sometimes you do got to cut people off because they could bring you down. A lot of people can bring you down. They just want to be around. They not there for nothing. It's like, yo, you know what I mean? You got to keep that circle small, man. These days, if you learn anything, man, learn to keep your circle small and be around people that's going to uplift you. Some of these mugs won't even uplift you. They just there with all of the drama, all of the tea, all of the bullshit. You know, you can't even ask certain people to go get you something. You know what I mean? You could be that nigga. You can't even ask motherfuckers to go get you something. You know, without them either messing it up or feeling some type of way. So man, make sure you surround yourself with people that mean you well. And if you gotta cut some of these motherfuckers off, cut them off. Without no fucks given. Cut some of these motherfuckers off. We getting up, listen, man, you know what I mean? And a lot of y'all, man, y'all getting up there like me, man. I'm 36, man. And you ain't even got to be 36, man. I don't even want to make it an age thing because you know what? You know, I had to learn early. And guess what? I didn't want to believe it, but then a hard head made a soft ass. And I had to find out the hard way. I had to find out the hard way with so-called friends. And then, but I learned. At the end of the day, I still learn. But yeah, hey, listen. We all sometimes go through the same things. We just go through it in different time zones. We just go through it in a different type of way. But when you start taking some of these things and applying it to your life, I guarantee it will help you. It will help you in the long run. It will help you down the line. But don't just be watching shit and then just ignore it and then don't do anything, and then boom, you get bopped upside your head or hit from the side with some bullshit, and then you act like you just didn't know. When you got all these mugs dropping gems, he not dropping. When you watch this clip, Master P not saying this just for the people that are successful. No, he is giving you the blueprint. And he is giving you the blueprint to success and the things that can help you on your way. That ain't for any type of level. That's from the lower level up. That probably would have helped him out in his past when he was first starting. Yeah, he's still successful, but guess what? Master P had to go through a lot. Listen to him talk. He had to go through a lot and learn. He had to live and he had to learn. A lot of us is living and we learning. And the thing is with me, man, listen, like I say, man, I'm just now getting hip to things. I'm just now learning myself. A lot of y'all still young, and y'all can learn these things early on, and y'all gonna save yourself a bunch of heartache, pain, misery, lessons. Even though, yeah, when you take an L, you do learn a lesson. But some stuff can be preventable, man. You can prevent so much bullshit that can just, you know what I'm saying? Because some stuff, man, listen, some stuff you just can't come back from. Some stuff will make you different. Make you different in a way that you wish it didn't have to be that way. When you see a lot of mugs that's just hard, when they just tough, man, they got tough skin, when they just can't let their guard down, and it ain't no changing that, they didn't start out that way. Something happened to them, and they probably wish they didn't have to be so hard-nosed all the time. But they had to deal with people that then fucked them over so much. They done got crossed so many times that they can't help it but to be that way. A lot of y'all can prevent from being that way. Even though that is the way that a lot of people are surviving these days. Listen, you can't trust too much shit. I get it. But you got to understand, a lot of people been through some shit. And that's the reason why they are. They had to learn it the hard way. A hard head made a soft ass. And thank God they made it through whatever they had to go through. But at the same time, they shouldn't have had to go through that. They shouldn't have had to go through what they went through, but it's life. You're going to have to deal with certain type of individuals out here, and there's ways to curb these motherfuckers. These snakes be in this grass. These snakes be in this grass, man, and we don't see them all the time. They come in disguise, man. A lot of these motherfuckers be the devil. So when you watch videos like Master P talking, man, some people you gotta cut off, man. Some people you just gotta cut the fuck off. So you can skip through all of that bullshit and get to where you trying to go, man. Especially when you on this path of righteousness, man. When you on this path of righteousness, you ain't got time for that. When you on your journey, you ain't got time for that. You do not got time for no bullshit. But it's people out there, you gotta understand, it's people out there that ain't got nothing but time. It's people out there that ain't got nothing but time. They got time for all the bullshit. And them the ones that you want to stay away from. You want to stay away from them type. You want to stay away from them type because that's not you. That ain't the time that you on. Like I always say, you ain't on that type of time. You ain't on tea time where you want to know the drama of what's going on with everybody in the hood. You don't give a fuck. You got too much shit going on with yourself that you trying to correct. So what the fuck you care about the drama that's going on in the hood? You know what I mean? But motherfuckers come around with that bullshit, man. Mugs come around with that bullshit. And listen, man, listen. You do have to have that attitude that nobody can stop you. You have to have that attitude or be in a developmental stage to where you get into that point. But to get to that point, you got to cut them loose ends. You got to drop some of them weights that don't mean you well, that mean you harm, that will do you harm eventually. You can't see it now, but trust me. Trust me. So understand what it is that Master P is saying. He's not saying that just because he's rich. He's not saying that from up there. He's saying that from being down there and having to deal with it on his way up. I bet if Master P would have known what he knows now, back then, he would be on a whole nother level. And Master P already up there in elite status. He didn't put in his work. He done sold, hell, over 500 million records. But he had to go through a lot of bullshit. So the thing is, why I'm making this video is to tell y'all, man, a lot of y'all, and y'all don't have to go through that bullshit. Y'all can start working on these things now so you could get to where you're going quicker, so you could have a smoother process. I'm not saying you're going to get some type of quick shortcut to where you're going, but I guarantee your process will run smooth when you start getting rid of some of those loose ends that don't mean you well. Period. All right? So work on that shit. It ain't no age limit on this shit. You could be a teenager. You could be in your early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, late 40s. It don't matter. You got young snakes. You got old snakes. They still around lurking. They waiting to catch you. And like P said, it could be your family, friends, motherfuckers you grew up with, so-called day ones. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. I mean, hell, shit. Y'all motherfuckers be watching all these movies. Watch Paid in Full. That was based on a true story. Look what Alpo did to his boy. And now look at Alpo. Alpo parading around like everything all good. People all kicking it with him. He a legend in Harlem for smoking his boy. Not only did Alpo smoke his boy, he smoked his boy while Rich Porter was trying to get the money to get his kidnapped little brother back. That's a true story. If some of y'all didn't know that, look it up. Alpo smoked his best friend while his best friend was trying to get the ransom money to get his little brother back, who was kidnapped by some real goons, including his own uncle. So you got to understand, man, a lot of y'all be seeing this shit and y'all just act like none of this shit can happen to you. It can happen to you. Trust me. So pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. Understand that nobody else is stopping you but you. Understand that to get to where you're trying to go, you will have to cut some motherfuckers off. All right? My name Jason, it's Sinn-Take. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
First I'ma get on my grind, then second stop wasting my time on shit less important. If ain't about money, I'm going the other direction. And third, I'ma do what I gotta to eat. Fourth, I'ma sew up the streets. Fifth, I'ma never quit dropping this heat. So as long as I'm breathing, you better get used to me. Sixth, I'ma get